ex glorie. Christus victor aeternus est, rex regum, ex Dominus Dominorum, alleluia, alleluia, gloria in excelsis Deo. Celi tremunt ad nomen eius, inferi cadunt sub pedibus, omnis lingua confitebitur, Iesus Christus est Dominum. Christus victor aeternus est, rex regum, nos Dominus Dominorum, alleluia, alleluia, gloria in excelsis Deo. Hosanna in excelsis, coram agnus Domus Sancti, cantate nova canticum, gloria Deo, gloria Deo. In sanguine suo lavit nos, mortem vicit et peccatum, regnum eius non habet finem, regnat in saecula saeculorum. Christus victor aeternus est, rex regum, lux caelorum. It would help if I turned my camera on. Welcome, everybody. I am not prepared for a live stream tonight. I am currently dying with the man flu. You can all have pity on me. Folks, tonight I am joined by Gabe and Mr. Unlivian. Gents, how are you?
Doing just fine, man. How are you? Aside from everything that you just mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Apart from the well, for those that don't know, I have a bit of a lung condition, so whenever I get sick, I get sick. So I think most men struggle through the man flu anyway, but like I unfortunately get it a tad worse. So I'm not really up for a stream. So I'm glad that you gents are with me. We have 19 currently watching, so I'm gonna wait till our numbers build up just a little bit before I get into why we're here. Even though I'm sure a lot of you probably have already worked it out from the posts and the title and the thumbnail. This will be a GoFundMe stream tonight for someone that us three gentlemen know. We'll get into all the details about that shortly. But anyway, Gabe and Livian, how are things? How are things with you guys? I know I just asked you, but you kind of shifted it back on me a bit too quickly.
I'm doing all right. Just living day by day right now, going cruising, doing whatever I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
Mr. Olivier?
I'm doing all right. I should get better at this. I've been doing pretty good. A little bit of school, a little bit of painting. Life's been pretty chill, thank God. So,
Yeah.
It's been pretty great.
Sweet. Right. Well, I am going to go ahead and, well, first of all, let me see if I can do this because I have stuff on the screen that I don't normally have on the screen, so I don't really know how my setup's going to work with this. So let me try this first in the editor section. Okay, it's going to work. Right. So let me shift to this screen for just a moment. So, folks, before I go any further, because I've had this issue before, let me know if you can still hear me. Because sometimes whenever I put stuff up on screen, I'm talking away and nobody can hear. So I think Gabe's checking that right now, so I'll just keep talking until he tells me
Um,
he can either hear me or he can't.
you're coming through on the Twitch end.
I can hear you.
Okay, we're coming through. Good. It only happened once before. I don't know what happened, but I put I think it was the video or the image up for the debate between Paul and Tim, and I was talking away for like a solid minute. People were like, "Can't hear you." Right. Anyway, so now that that's up on screen, so folks, this is Tina. Tina does not have a recent picture that we can use of her, so this is her profile picture over on X. We will hopefully maybe update a picture in time. Both, I say both, all three of us, Gabe and Olivia, know her as well. We talk to Tina back and forth. Tina has hit a very dark period in her life. A lot has gone wrong, and the same way that I did with Gruff, I can share some of the information. I cannot share all of it as it is very personal. However, this is a little GoFundMe for Tina. Anything you can give at all, whether it be $1 or anything upwards, would be greatly appreciated. Most of all, we would just ask for your prayers and that you would share it. Because if you can't give, we obviously appreciate your prayers and sharing it, hopefully to people that will be able to give. So let me go ahead and read a little bit about this. So it says, help support Tina Styles in her time of need. Tina Styles is a 57-year-old sister in Christ who urgently needs our help. She is currently in hospital with kidney failure. She has diabetes complications, and she also has cataracts, which limits her ability to read and to write. So, on top of her medical struggles, she has recently been made homeless with nowhere safe to stay. And I emphasize the word safe here, folks. I can't go into any more detail than that. Her church community is currently unable to offer financial support at this time, and Tina has no stable place to recover or receive proper care once she leaves the hospital. So, this is a moment where the wider body of Christ can gather around her and show her the love and generosity that Scripture calls us to live out. I know right now money will be tight for many of us, especially so close to Christmas, but honestly, anything at all that you can give, whether it be $1 or whatever you can afford, small, large or small, will go directly towards helping Tina secure shelter for herself when she leaves hospital, some basic necessities as she might have to leave most of her lifelong belongings behind her, and the ongoing care that she will need as she navigates through this incredibly difficult season. Like I said before, some of the details of her situation are deeply personal, and I can only allude to them. I can't go into much more detail. Um, and I don't want to share it publicly either. Tina is also incredibly embarrassed about this situation. I have told her not to be. We have all hit times in our life where we've needed a helping hand. And look, we have set a goal of $4,000. We might not hit that. We might. Who knows? The Lord is good. But whatever can be raised, should it even be $100, will go some way to helping Tina out. Obviously, we would love to raise a lot more than 100 because she does need somewhere to stay. Because she is currently homeless. This has all been a very recent situation. I have been off X recently. I logged in today to check the group chat between me and some of the boys because I told them I would check in every now and again during my break. And Tina's message, and obviously we have to try and do so. If none of you people watching know who Tina is, but you know me, you know Gabe, you know Zach, or you know Olivia. Now Zach's not with us currently; he's either sleeping or doing something Zach related. Please do reach out to one of us, and you can ask us any questions. Please don't reach out to Tina at this moment in time unless you do have a friendship with her and you normally speak to her. She's feeling quite embarrassed at the moment, and she honestly has no need to. But just pray for her, and if you need any of us to, like you can see here, we have now. Bearing in mind here, folks, it says organizer and Hugo, Oklahoma. You all know I'm not from Oklahoma. This is because it's set up on behalf of Tina. So as you can see, we've got Onlivian down here, and we've got Gabe down here as organizers, and Zach will also be in it as well. So, guys, um, why don't I bring us back on screen this way? There we go. Now, gents, we know Tina. I think some of us know her a little bit more than others. I don't really know what you guys' relationship is with her, but I think you've all spoke to her fairly regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of messaging back and forth with people on DMs on X really in general.
Yeah, nor do
But
I.
Tina is one of the people I do have, more frequent communications with.
Yeah.
She'll usually send me some like videos or something that is coming up, maybe a prayer request when she has some friends who have like doubts or something like that going on.
Mhm. Yeah. And Gabe, how long would you say you've had contact with Tina?
I can look a little bit here, but it would probably be about a year.
Yeah, it's roughly around the same as me, about over a year. I don't know, Gabe, if she.
Yeah,
Um,
I was having messages with her all the way back in May.
yeah,
So
I think if memory serves correctly, Tina started watching the streams you and Zach and I were doing, and then I'd been mutuals with Tina a lot longer than that, but like we'd never really talked too much because like I don't really bother with DMs, especially since a very weird thing happened to me about a year ago. Um, so Tina knows, and I've told her that like I don't reply often, and it's mainly just because I'm not actually in my DMs very often, but I will always check every now and again just in case you know there's something like this that needs done. Also, folks, apologies for the pouring sounds. But then again, maybe you're into ASMR sounds. I don't know.
who knows?
And hopefully, I do not spill this all over my Mac.
That would be bad.
Yeah, because then you'll be seeing another fundraiser. And by the way, don't give to that. By the way,
No.
joking. Um, but yeah, and Livian, what about you? Like you've been uh, in contact with Tina before as well.
Yeah. No. I think I first started communicating with Miss Tina back when you and Mr. Zach were doing your spaces on Twitter. That
Hmm.
was, I'd say, that was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember exactly what started it. I think it was a discussion on theology books regarding the early church fathers, and from there on, uh, she's an artist herself.
Hmm.
She's taken an interest in a lot of the miniatures that I paint. We've just had back and forth discussing different ways, uh, artistry techniques, I suppose, is a way to talk about it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I've genuinely enjoyed talking with her.
Yeah. And as I say, part of the reason I bring this up is just to point out. I know sometimes when it comes to fundraisers and if you don't know the person, you can. Let me first say this: it's a very good thing. Sometimes Christians get duped into people playing on their conscience, where silly things will be said, like it's the Christian thing to give, or you have to give to anybody who asks of you. And we've done streams on this before. We even said this whenever we were doing it for Gruff as well. If anyone ever plays in your emotions like that, Scripture does not obligate you to give to absolutely everyone. Wisdom is involved. Um, you should know where your money is going as being part of a good steward. So that's a part of the reason why I bring up the fact that us three, we do know Tina. We've had interactions with her. We know she's a genuine person. We know that she's been struggling with a lot of things. And, this is not just someone reaching out and being like, hey, I need money, please help. In fact, Tina didn't ask for this. Much like the Gruff situation, we decided we would try and do a little fundraiser for her and see what we can raise. So just to lay people's fears at ease, if they, and also, folks, I do apologize. You're going to hear a tractor in the background. That is indeed Rolo himself. Um, but it's just to let people know. Look, the money is going to a good cause, and very much like the Gruff situation, Tina's profile on GoFundMe is public. So you'll see every penny that goes in there. If you give, you can set your name to anon. Obviously, us as the organisers, we will see who is gifted, but that will stay absolutely anon. So you don't need to worry about anything like that. But if you cannot give, oh, there we go, gents. We've had our first donation. Now, it did update.
Mm.
Look at that. I wasn't sure this little gimmick at the bottom was actually going to update. Obviously, I can see here who donated that. Thank you so much. Very generous of you. I'm sure Tina will really appreciate that as well. So thank you so much. I'm not going to name you, but yeah, gents. So we're just going to kind of do somewhat of a regular stream, just update a little bit as we go along, because obviously as the numbers go up and down, we'll share a bit more, of what we've already said. But is there anything you guys want to say in regards to like any pleas to make or?
No. Right now, I've just been busy with work and just trying to get by day by day and doing all that stuff. Listening to Rolo sound like a tractor.
Oh, do you want to know the worst thing is? This is him lying face down now. And by the way, my computer is here. Rolo is all the way over there. That is how loud that dog is. And the worst part of it is he's not even on his back yet. The moment he goes on his back, it sounds like honestly someone is calling thunder from heaven.
Well, but I mean, otherwise, I just haven't had a lot of time to work on projects. So for those who have been eagerly awaiting updates for any of my various not products, but projects, it'll come out. It's just going to take more time as this is the busy time of the year for me and my industry. For those who don't know, I'm a mechanic. I work on people's cars and everyone's slipping, sliding, braking. Everyone's needing new tires. Everyone needs brakes around this time of year, and they're all getting ready for their Christmas travels. Which, hey, you know what? If you want to travel for Christmas, this is the time to get your car work done. Don't wait till the day before Christmas Eve, because if I get stuck working on your car and miss my candlelight service because of you, I'm going to be very, very, very upset.
Gabe is going to pray imprecatory sounds against you all.
I probably will.
Don't worry, Gabe. I always know how to make sure how much oil I should have in my car, as you've seen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just before we get into that, we have received our second donation. Once again, I know who you are, so thank you very, very much. I should probably stop saying that. That sounds really ominous.
Yeah, I know it does sound really ominous.
I know who you are.
I know who you are. Give more.
I know where you live. I'm going to find you.
Well, here's the good news, folks. Gabe will testify to this. Gabe is my go-to IT guy. I know how to operate a computer and my phone, obviously, but like anything that requires the slightest bit of technical know-how, I'm like, nah, I have no clue. So even if there was a way for me to find out where you lived, you're safe when it comes to me, put it that way. So, but anyway, Olivia, I cut you off there. What were you saying, bro?
Oh, about the car. Yeah, no, I'm very good at making sure it's always full of oil at the exact amount, never too little, never too much. My engine is very lubricated, purrs like a cat, quieter than Rolo.
It's more than just the oil volume, though. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, my tires are really smooth.
Your tires are smooth. Yeah. Yep, just
makes
got your drag slicks going for when you go to the racetrack.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yep. Fun. We've got a comment from... What is that username?
You guys can keep an eye out right here because I'm at a stream, but I do see this is Sealy. Sealy normally joins either my streams or the streams with Tim and I. Good to see you, Sealy. We are doing a fundraiser for a good friend of hers here. She's hit some hard times, but she has joined in and said that her car sucks. Well, Gabe's your man for that. Gents, you two can continue the conversation now for a minute. I'm just searching for something here in the background.
Worked for me. And this is the busy time of year, so any updates to any of the various projects are going to be really slow. As for big ones like Trinity Bible, that one I'm doing a pretty major update on. It's going to be a little while, and I'm going to put it all out at one giant update. When it gets put out, it's going to be a pretty big update. I'm
He's doing an
updating
update on the Nephilim. He said giant update.
Sure, yeah, you know what? I'll call it code. I'll call the updates code name Nephilim from now on.
There we go.
But no, it'll basically be refining everything. I'm also working on another resource. Some people who I've been talking to know about it. It's going to be a giant library. I don't know if I've announced the name yet, so I won't right now. It's going to be a giant library of early church records. I've got even the steamed Saint Bede in there that you recommended. So I have his stuff in there. It's going to be a whole
Saint Bede?
giant library. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, because I'm just looking for something here in the background. I heard Bede and I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, so I'm going to have a ton of early church. I'll probably include, right now I just don't have a lot of like Reformation era stuff in there, which I'll probably toss in some Reformation era stuff if I can find anything that's royalty free.
Oh no.
Get that all put in there and get that all set up. And then I want to sync that up via some sort of system. I haven't figured it out yet to Trinity Bible. So it's all synced up. So you don't have to go from resource to resource.
Yeah.
And instead have the Bible and all your early church writings all in one place. But yeah, otherwise, I did put out an update. I have actually finally done something with IslamicDilemma.net, which I'm happy about. So it actually looks good now and runs and operates.
So all the good stuff coming. But before we get into that, let's just take a look at Mr. Onlivian's
Oil.
What were you saying, Onlivian?
That oil looks good too. Like that oil looks clean, man.
Yeah.
So, like you didn't drive on that much, did you?
No. It's it's the good vegetable kind that you get from the store.
So that way your car smells like French fries from now on.
Oh yes. Yeah. It's tolerable after a while.
As you can tell, folks, Onlivian likes to live on the edge.
I was worried that it was out, but no, there was a little bit left, and that's what matters.
That's what
I got another. At the moment, I think I got another 200 miles out of it before I decided to put some more in.
Oh dear. Oh, that's all right.
Sorry.
Oh, look! He's finally awoken from his nap.
Mr. Zachary with the oil.
Yes, the oil. Plenty of it.
Oh man, if only you were in my state, I'd be able to help you with your car. I'm in charge of like a lot of people's cars too.
Look at this place. Nap? I was at my church napping.
Oh, you were? Why were you napping at church?
Shocking! You should be listening, Zach.
Come on, probably be awake for that.
Yeah. How dare you?
There is a complete disregard. Oh man. Man.
Just last night I was talking about how if I went to bed early, I'd be sleeping through the sermon and I'd be really upset with myself. And here's Mr. Zach just openly admitting to sleeping through the sermon.
How dare you?
Oh my goodness, I just figured out how to do that thing. When you go to verified accounts, if you open up their profile and hover over the joined and then the date that they joined, it'll tell you what state they're based out of. Everyone has been or what country they're based out of. Sorry, everyone has been posting those.
So I will agree with you on it,
yeah, you're good. But everyone's been posting them, and it's been driving me insane. And I'm like, how do you do that?
You know something though, but do you know what I have? And I'm criticizing myself here too, because like I've even joined some of these types of things in the past too. Do you know what being away from X has shown me? You know all those trends whenever like people like will post something like oh, here was me at 16 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice just how quickly everybody and their mother starts like sharing those things, and it's just like, why do we do things like this? Like, why do we have that herd mentality?
Oh, it's just trendy stuff. People like to do that. I mean, it's the same
No, but
thing
like
that
just
Bill.
hearing you there, yeah. Sorry, I was saying, but just hearing you, boys, my voice is going. Just hearing you share there now, though, about whatever this new feature is, and people are already sharing it. It's like, why? What's the point?
I think the point with this one is for people to prove that they're from the U.S. when
A
it's
lot of
it's it's because a lot of these trad MAGA like or even Groiper like all American, I'm American first type of accounts are from India,
Yeah,
and so there's a whole bunch of people who are making fun of that fact.
Mhm.
you're telling me
And
Ranjit is not a trad wife?
I'm telling you who.
Ranjit?
Oh yeah. Ranjit is. I mean, she could be. She could be.
Well,
I'm not going to discriminate based on names. You
I
know?
think Ranjit's a male, so
Oh, he could
oh,
be. I'm
Ran-
not going to discriminate on names. Just change the title to husband instead of wife. But unless
the trad
you're in
husband.
Washington. Oh man,
Has that name been taken yet? The trad husband.
probably. Here, let me search it.
And if there's actually a Ranjit behind it, I will laugh.
Yeah, at trad husband. It doesn't say a name. He just says multi-coastal nomad, regular guy, worker, MAGA enthusiast, of course. Based out of the United States. So yeah, no, well, that's based. He's not verified, so I guess it hasn't actually been verified. So
Woo!
he says he's from California. So
Not
I
to
don't know how trad you actually are being from California, but
um,
I'll give you some credit.
I know someone's going to be upset by that comment, but anyway, um, we've already hit 250. Thank you very, very much, folks. If you are just joining in because I see your numbers have went up, I will share a little bit more in a couple of minutes' time, just because I shared it a while ago. But this is indeed a fundraiser for our friend Tina. If you go into the description of the YouTube video, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it there. Or if on X you want a little bit more detail, on Livian, I have retweeted him. I think Gabe retweeted him. You can check out a little bit about Tina's story there. Tina is in need of emergency money. Um, I'll share a little bit more about this in the stream to come. If my voice holds out, I might need to pass over to one of my co-hosts. But she is currently in hospital. She has been made homeless and she has nowhere safe to go after she is out of hospital. So if you can donate, even $1 would make a difference because you know if 1,000 boys, check my math here. If no, hang on, don't check my math. It's really bad. How many how many people
There's
would you need for everybody give it $1? 4,000?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's
Why
a
why,
four
why is
thousand dollar goal.
struggle for me. But yeah, and then yeah, we could easily get that shared around X to hit 1,000 people, and if 1,000 people give $1, like wow, that would be amazing.
Hmm.
But anyway, even if you can't give, folks, please do share the stream, share the X posts, share the actual fundraiser itself, and let as many eyes see it as possible. Because we've done one of these streams before for Brother Gruff, and so many people. Oh no, the Irish can mass hack. I just can't. I'm dying. Um, I should probably stop saying that in stream because someone's going to tune in and think I'm legit dying, and that's what the fundraiser's for. But yeah, boys, I'm going to need you to carry this one. My brain is cooked.
You're good. Right now, I'm just reposting Mr. and Livian's post, and I'm gonna repost it with a robot emoji, so he thinks I'm a bot.
Oh, that's
Well,
great.
what I was going to say is, for once, and I've said this to the boys off camera too, because we have experience now with Gruff's fundraiser. It's the one time bots are actually freaking useful because like they retweet it, and some of them even like have actual stories attached behind it.
Oh yeah, I got a full quote tweet with like coherent sentences and everything.
Yep. Yep.
It's like as if you're a real person. You're not. I know you're not, but
It's
thank
the
you.
only time bots are useful. That's why in this situation I'm like, hey, post away, bots. Post away. The only downside to them posting it though is they don't give. But yeah. But anyway, folks, as much as I'm joking around here, we weren't prepared for a stream tonight, so we're just kind of going to be talking as normal ish. But it is a fairly serious situation, and any little you can give at all really will make a difference. That 250 already will be a huge bonus to Tina. So obviously, if that's all she hits, that's going to help her, which is amazing. But I honestly think we'll hit a lot more. Maybe not necessarily tonight because it's normally around my time for normally streaming. But like, guys, what time is it roughly? Because I know there's so many time zones over America, but like, it's not
East
late.
Coast is
Right
8:40.
now.
Yeah.
Yep. Same here.
What time? Sorry.
8:40.
8:40.
Yeah, so
PM.
it's not late, but obviously I'm not going to be on X, guys, after tonight. Like I'm not even really on it now. I just reposted the stream, but I will rely on you guys to share this. I'll share it on places like Instagram and Substack and things like that. But yeah, Seeley says it's
Yeah.
5:40 p.m. with her. Zach says he is napping at 7:40. Wow, napping again.
Real time.
Napping at church at 7:40.
I
Wow.
know.
Or napping in church at 7:40.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, Zach.
I think we should call his church and get an intervention.
Yep. We might need to, get him from a napping schedule to a proper sleep schedule.
Mhm.
Sorry, that joke didn't work out.
Who's he bearing false witness against now? Zach's always bearing false witness. I don't know why he does this.
Why would you do that, my guy?
Come on, Zach. What are you doing?
Wait.
I'm napping. Oh my
he's
goodness! Stop
he's
napping.
just saying that 7:40 is in real time because that's the same time. Is that what time is it in Texas right now? Hold on.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's
I don't even
7:40 in
know what day it
Texas. He's just wanting to. Yeah, he's got the same time zone as Texas, so he's just wanting to say that it's the right time because Texas has the right time, and he really likes Texas.
Central tone.
Time.
No, tone.
Oh, tone. Yeah.
Central tone.
Yeah. Malk. Anyway.
Well, at least Malk's proper.
Huh?
Yes, we are crazy, silly, but I'm barely braining right now because I'm not doing well with the man flu. So
In my defense, I never claimed otherwise. So
yeah, that's true. I'm not seeing the majority of the time anyway, but at least I'm coherent. Right now, I will be honest, I'm doped up on multiple pills and Lemsips, and my voice does sound a little bit better, but it goes croaky every like 5-10 minutes or whatever. Now he's planning to nap in North Mexico.
And here I thought that he was a true patriot of the United States of America. And here he is pandering to Mexico, saying, thanks, Mexico, for giving us Texas. Like, wow, man.
Has anyone checked Zach's location thing to make sure he's not Ranjit?
You know what? I'm going to do that real quick. Let me do that. Let me pull up Mr. Zach. All right, Mr. Zach. Okay. It does say count based in the United States. We can confirm he's not Mr. Ranjit.
I don't know.
So, is it actually based in the United States, or is it just a data center he's using?
It could be a VPN.
I think it would tell you if it has a VPN. Like I use a VPN. So yeah, guys in general have a harder time with illness. They do. I only have one working lung. Don't get me wrong. I do have two lungs, but only one works to full functionality. So my immune system is compromised. So whenever I get things like the man flu, I get it twice as hard. So my brain is not braining right now.
I'll tell you what happens when I get sick. When I get sick, I call off work. I go, boss man, I can't make it in. And he's like, can you please make it in? I'm like, boss man, I'm sitting at the toilet right now. I'm operating on less than 2 hours of sleep. I can't do anything. I'm sorry. I just can't. Like, unless you want me to be driving all the way to work in an unsafe manner, operating multiple motor vehicles, again, in an unsafe manner, I don't think I should be doing that. He's like, fine, have the day off. I'm like, I know. I'm telling you, I'm not making it in. But here's the best part. That's the beginning of the story. Here, we'll read the messages real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just going to touch this. Hey, Sam, good to see you. What's up with, I see your comment on YouTube. What's up with X? Is it not working? Or do you just don't like it? I know some people just don't like it. And then Livian says he still can't
on
smile.
the app,
What's wrong
on
with
the app, it's formatted really horribly from my experience. But
yeah, I've had a couple of people say they don't like chatting on X, but I wonder is X actually broke right now, like chat wise, or?
No, on the desktop I should be able to.
She says
I didn't get to type out hi. I just typed
I've
out
commented twice. I haven't.
Okay, so here's something I do have experience with. If I was watching on X right now, I would see your wave because it's like an emoji. It won't appear here, however, unfortunately. So, you know those live streams you see, you know, where people like spam the hearts and stuff? That only
yes, on YouTube.
Yeah, that only appears on the app you're using. So, on Livian saying hello. Who are you trying to?
I was checking to see if the X chat. I was checking to see if the X chat was working.
Yep, that's what I was doing too. So ignore my singular letter message. It didn't actually get put up in the chat, so that's pretty base. This filters those nicely.
The one on Twitch,
on YouTube. But what I was saying was, so I get off work because I'm sick, obviously, right? And I'm just like, dang, that sucks. You know, don't get to get paid, but you know what? At least I get the day to recover. So I'm hanging out. I moved over to the couch at this point, and my sister calls me. I'm like, oh no. Pick up the phone, and she's like, hey, Gabe, you'll never guess what turned on my way to work. I'm like, what turned on your way to work? My brake light. Your brake light's on. That's not good. So she got to her place, went in, did some of her work. She's a fancy corporate person, so she got to get a free lunch at work. And so she ends up going, okay, let me look at this brake fluid. So I told her how to look at the brake fluid and stuff. She opens up the hood, she looks at it, and she's like, I don't see none in there. We already had brake fluid in her car from when I did brakes on her car. So she takes the brake fluid, she tops it off, hits the brake, and it just goes all the way down to the ground. She's like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. Her boss drove her all the way to my mom's house. I then had to drive all the way to my mom's house because all my parents, my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my stepdad, all at work. Our only other sibling our only other sibling that could drive doesn't have a car, so she ain't in the picture. Meaning it was just me to help my sister. Grandparents are all either like multiple hours away or they're, it's going to sound morbid, but dead. But so it's like, it's just me there. I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. So luckily, this all happened on the day I was sick. I drive all the way out, pick her up, go all the way out to her car. And keep in mind, I'm trying to hold everything in. It's not a good day right now. Sit down. I'm looking at her car. I'm like, all right, hit the brake. She hits the brake, and I hear a squirt noise from under the car. Psst, it's just spraying the brake fluid all on the ground. I'm like, yeah, good thing you didn't try to drive home because you wouldn't be stopping. So we had to get it towed all the way out to my shop, which was not a cheap tow. It was almost $200 for the tow.
Aye.
So we got it towed all the way out to my shop just for me to have to go in and do the brake lines. Because I ain't doing those in my driveway. Or in the driveway of her work location.
Now, could you imagine if you'd phoned in work, told your boss you were sick, and then you had to tow the car into your work?
No.
I did. I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So
no.
I was at work either way. I didn't end up clocking in. It got done the next day.
I know, but imagine, because like your boss would just be like, "Oh, so you're fine enough for this?"
It wasn't by
Well,
choice. Sorry.
Let me just catch up with some of these comments here.
Oh, he was kind of upset when I was telling him
They're
about
talking
it,
to each other. Fair enough. Yeah, they can. Seeley says the ABS light has been on since I bought my car. That's not good, Seeley. And Livian says,
not in
sorry,
Washington.
y'all's chats are weird. Twitch chat works fine though. Y'all should come up. Yeah, go subscribe over on Twitch if you have a Twitch account. If you don't, make one anyway. Do it. Oh yeah, she's replying to Zach. Sorry.
Twitch chat is where I got my name.
You got your name because of your love for onions.
Yes, that is the retcon lore at this point.
Now, Gabe, you love AAA.
I used to have it, but then I just never used it, so I unsubscribed. And then the 1 year I use it, neither me or my sister have it, so we get it, like we got it every year for like 6 years, never used it, so we're like, okay, we're not getting this, and we would all get it as like a family, and then we're like, yeah, we're not getting it. The first time we don't have it, it's the first year we don't have it. That's when we use it.
That's always the way things have got to work. My brain's not fully functioning right now, as you guys know, but I'll tell this story another time whenever I can remember the full details of it. But I don't know how true it is. It's just a story that was told to me. But it was told, as if the person like knew that it actually happened. But a guy got confused when his car broke down, and he rang the AA instead of AAA. Yeah.
Oh,
good old.
I mean, that's
anonymous.
Yeah, I mean, that's just if you call them, they're gonna tell you what they are when you're calling them, and you go, "Oh, wrong number. Sorry,
That's
the wrong thing."
That's if it even happened. I just think it's kind of funny, but I don't really know whether the story is true or not.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's just
she says, "Well, the brakes work." Well, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, the brakes will usually work when your ABS light's on. The ABS light is just for the ABS system, so it's probably something with like your wheel speed sensor or the actual ABS system itself just isn't working. It's not going to affect your normal braking system.
Yeah. Right, guys. We're near at 100 viewers here, so let me go ahead and reshare this just so we can do this again. We'll do this throughout the stream. I'm not sure how long I'll be on, but I'll be on for a while anyway. You guys come and go if you need. So we're doing this stream tonight. I'm going to bring this up if one of you guys could read it because I need to go and take more meds. Can you guys read that from there, or is it too?
I can pull it up on my own page.
Yeah. Go you into the actual fundraiser page. Gents, I will be back on camera in a second. I need to go and get meds here.
Alrighty. Well, my broskies, our sister in Christ, Tina Stiles, needs our help. Currently, she is in the hospital for a multitude of reasons. She's got kidney failure, some diabetes complications, as well as cataracts. And that's on top of all the medical struggle. And on top of all the medical struggles that she's currently got, she is currently homeless with nowhere safe to go. Our church is currently unable to support her financially during this time. I'm sure they're giving support in prayers and other ways as well, but currently financially they're just not able to do that, and that's why we're here as the church at large. So yeah, if you could give her anything to help out, that's very greatly appreciated. If you don't have anything to give her, feel free to support her through your prayers and making sure to pray for her and keeping her in your prayers. So yeah, money might be tight right now, but anything can help, even if it's just $1 or so.
And even if $1 is too much, please keep her in your prayers. Because
yeah,
honestly, that's yeah.
Yep, prayers are definitely the important means of going about this, as that helps. That's us conveying to God that we want Him to take care of her, make sure that everything's being taken care of under His watchful eye, as it already is being done. But
yeah.
Nonetheless, if you cannot support her, or even if you can, feel free to share the sorry, I almost said Give Son Go. It's GoFundMe, not Give Son Go. Feel free to share the GoFundMe to any group chats or your own social media page or whatever you have.
Or the retweets that we've already done on X. Honestly, the more people see it, the more there is a chance of people giving. So even if you're here right now and you're like, look, I honestly can't spare even $1, the best thing you can do is share it right now, because like it's free for you to do. It takes literally no time. It's the touch of a button. More eyes will see it, and you never know who the Lord will, lead to give a donation. Like I'm laying no expectations on this, but like last time whenever we did one of these for Gruff was stuck around a certain number for ages, and like he Gruff had a hard limit that he really needed, and like we were short of it by quite a bit. And one person came along like near the end of his fundraiser and donated $1,000. So you never know who will see it and has, a decent amount of money to give. Um, and again, Tina's really embarrassed with this situation. Like no one at any time wants to admit that they're struggling or that they need help financially. But this is what the body of Christ are here to do. We support one another, and look, we don't always have a lot of money to give. Like I don't have a lot of money to give right now, but like we can at least start a fundraiser. We can share it. We can pray for whatever you can do within your means, whether that's financial, sharing, whatever. Please do it. Yeah, we're not going to lay any burdens on people, because I really don't like it whenever people make giving a demand, or like it's an expectation that because you're a Christian you have to give. Sometimes it's you're called to be a good steward of your money. So if you don't feel comfortable giving, that's perfectly okay. But please do pray. So we'll leave it at that for now. We'll bring it up again in the future, but we already have 250, which is amazing. So we'll see what else happens. And sometimes these guys, if you remember correctly, like I think Gruff's first day, like he didn't have like a whole lot of donations, and then the next few days, like it really ramped up. So it's good to see, because sometimes you look at them and you're like, oh, it's not really making much, and then you join in like a day later, you log in, you're like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
So, and we really do appreciate those that have give. So,
Look who it
not
is.
by himself.
Mr. Zachary is here. Howdy, Mr. Zachary.
Mr. Nappery.
Mr. Zachary, yeah, that's what his username
Mr. Zachary.
is.
Yeah, Nappery.
Yeah.
Oh, Nappery, that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I was just reading the username he has on there. It's a 2005 Chevy. Mm-hmm. It's probably something in the computer. Maybe. I mean, I'd have to actually look at it, see what the issue is. Which obviously, if you're all the way in Washington, I'm not going to be able to do. Other side of the country from me.
You can't work miracles, Gabe? No?
I am sadly not a miracle worker. The Lord may use me as one day, but as of now, no, I'm not able to just lay my hand or my rag or something on your car and magically fix it. I shouldn't say magically, and miraculously fix it. There we go.
If there was a faith person here right now, Gabe, your salvation would be called into question here.
What if you walk past it and your shadow hits it?
That might actually, I might have just enough miraculous capabilities that my shadow is what does that.
True.
Probably not, but who knows? Who knows?
Who does know? The Lord knows.
Did you
Andrew.
change my name for me?
No?
I see it now. I was like, what happened there?
What name?
Yeah.
What
Okay.
name?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Imagine napping in church. Horrible. Ah, dang, it was hidden behind my Christus Rex logo.
Yeah.
Oh well. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. But
The-
anyways, back before you joined in on Livian and Gabe, and myself were sharing a little bit. Like, we want people to know that, Tina, she doesn't have any recent photos that she can share of herself. She's feeling a little bit embarrassed, so like we've had to upload just her profile picture. But just to set people's mind at ease, we've all shared a little bit about like how we know Tina. Like, we know she's a real person. She's not a scammer or anything. So you have a bit of a history with her too. So if you want to share what you know, feel free.
yeah, I met Tina whenever we were still doing spaces on Twitter,
That's
and
what Olivia said. I couldn't remember exactly. I knew it was well over a year, but I couldn't.
oh yeah, for sure. Um, I think like after the first one that she was in, I think it was one that I was doing. And
Well, it would have been because you did the spaces back then. Like, I only did a few.
oh, I thought we were alternated. See, I can't
Well,
remember,
you
but
you'd started doing them for quite a while before I like did my own. Like, I joined yours for a lot of it.
so she now there's no way I'm gonna remember what the topic was on, but she sent me a message on Twitter asking if she could ask me a question, and she's so polite and so sweet, and always has really good questions that I have to tell her, let me go away and think about this, and I'll come back to you. Um, she's I love Miss Tina, so I didn't even know. I say that I'm gone from Twitter. I'll scroll it for like 5 minutes. I'll troll my friends and then get off. So I
Mhm.
didn't know that she was having. I knew that she had some health issues. I didn't know that it had progressed this far.
This is very recent. Yeah, her
Yeah,
kidneys are not responding to treatment, which obviously is not good news. She has
yeah,
been made homeless recently, and while I cannot go into detail because it's private,
mhm,
Tina does not. Once she gets out of hospital, Tina does not have anywhere safe, and
yep,
I'm emphasizing that word safe
yep,
to stay. So if we can gather enough funds that maybe she could get herself put up somewhere for at least a month, she will have a month of safety and recovery. So
yeah. I knew that she had a not weird. Weird's not the word. It was a
less than
complicated living situation.
yeah.
Yeah, so she's definitely been needed to be delivered from that for a while.
Hmm.
So I'm glad that I can help when I can.
Yep. Well, that's what we were saying. Like, it's not just financial because obviously it's very close to Christmas. Money's tight for everybody. So like, if you can't give financially, that's okay. Just please share it at least, because I think sometimes people underestimate the power of sharing. Like,
Mhm.
we can all share it within, our social medias, but like, even if I had a million followers on X or whatever, a million doesn't see it. Like, we all know how X's algorithm works. You could have whatever number of followers, only a percentage of your audience actually ends up seeing it. And if
Yeah,
they don't share it, it stays within that percentage that it hit. So, whenever it comes to a situation like this, the best thing that people can do is just share it. And I was already saying to the guys, because obviously we're both kind of off X at the moment, is they'll get to share it tomorrow again. and the following days, as where I'll take it elsewhere, like Instagram, things like that. But just to remind folk, if they can't give financially right now, at least give, through sharing and praying.
Yeah.
So,
no matter what, pray.
Without ceasing.
Yep. Indeed. But anyway, we're just kind of going to do somewhat of our regular stream. We'll bring Tina's situation up every now and again once the numbers go up and down, because obviously we'll have new people in and out, and they may not know what the stream is for. But yeah, we're just going to chill and chat. Celia is commenting here more. Gabe, I don't know if you're ready. What was the last one you replied to?
Oh, it was it's a 2005 Chevy Venture. It's probably
All right.
something with the
And then
computer.
she says, I have a decent mechanic, but expensive. Probably better use of money to replace it when I can.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'd be nice to be
2005
able
in
to stand
Washington.
up.
Oh yeah, it's a Chevy. Definitely better to just replace it with a Ford.
Yes.
My master tech would get very upset with that comment right there, Mr. Zachary.
That's fine. I'll debate him all day long on it. I'm also a master tech, so
yeah.
was my certifications actually ran out. I had to go look.
Well, yeah, I got my master tech. He loves his Chevys. That's like what all the business owners in my family or whatever. So I've got a good chunk of my family is like big into contracting and stuff. And they do some weird specialty contracting work. So what they end up getting is they end up always, and I work on all their cars, and I hate the thing so much. It's always the stupid Chevy Silverado HD 2500s. I hate those things.
With the cylinder deactivation, and they have lifter issues, and they overheat on the back cylinders, and blah blah blah.
And the other thing is, they're doing basic contracting work. The most they're doing is maybe patching some drywall, maybe putting up some shelves. You know what? That's a little bit more generous. They're probably putting up some shelves. You don't need a giant truck for that. And then they complain when stuff breaks. And a couple of them have some F-150s, and the F-150s they've only ever come in to me for tires and stuff.
Exactly.
Or oil changes. Though one I had to quote him up for tie rods, but I mean that's tie rods in Ohio. That's a maintenance thing.
I was gonna say, Ford and front end issues. That's I'm not. I'll lose that part of the debate. And look at there. She wants a Ford Transit, anyways.
Yeah, transits. One of my managers, and he's a pretty cool guy. Sadly, not a Christian, but he's still a fairly cool guy. But him and his wife foster and adopt a whole bunch of kids. So he has a transit van that he drives around. Yeah.
You need a big van for all the kids, my boys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's this. I don't know if that's actually my goal, but I want to have kids one day. I want to adopt too, but we'll see. That I leave that up for the future wife, God willing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not going to be like, I demand a minimum of 8 kids. I mean, I'll let her make the demands in that regard. For me, I don't feel that I have that right.
But you gotta have at least 4.
That's kind of my standard right there. Is a minimum of 3 to 4 is my goal minimum. But anything beyond that,
it has to be 4 mathematically. The Bible says be fruitful and multiply. How are you multiplying if you only have 3?
You know what? That's a really good argument.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I won't say that because I do feel like if I said that to a woman who's like, I only want 3 kids, that would be like some sort of spiritual abuse. But
Yeah.
Well, not if you convince her to want 4 with you.
And what if she wants 16?
Ooh.
Based.
Then you have 32. You better fill them pews up, man.
Oh man.
Well, if there's only one, there's like 3 ways I'm going to be able to fix the LCMS. That's one of them, I guess.
I guess so. You have your own church at that point.
Oh,
See, if it be God's will, and I ever find me a whammon, one of my best selling points, besides this glorious beard that I have, is that the pew that I sit on at church is mostly empty besides me. So we have a lot of space to fill up.
my pew is usually empty, but occasionally this family comes in, and it's a newlywed couple, and they have 1 kid, and they stop by every now and again. I don't know if they're actually members. I haven't really had a chance to actually talk to them because they're kind of the type that show up, immediately leave. So it's like, okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Gib.
Oh no, that was the end of my comment.
Sorry,
I was saying they show up and then they immediately leave.
All I'm gonna say is there's someone on this stream that currently has 24 children. So
based.
the rest
That's awesome.
Absolutely based.
Hmm.
Kids are cool. Kids are cool.
And that man is Rollo.
Hey,
Oh!
the king.
Rollo is wait. Oh dang.
Yeah,
Rollo's got a lot of kids.
Rollo fathered 24 children, and let's just say after the second batch of puppies, the female dog was like, "Get away from me."
You know what? Fair.
And I thought you were gonna say that someone was like someone watching the stream, like a viewer. I was like,
Oh no.
You said
I was like, that is a lot of kids, but you know what? I ain't gonna put them down for that beast. Even if it's adoption or whatever, it's beast.
Hey.
Sco went to Subaru instead of getting a Ford.
Oh, hold on, you're jumping off the chat here. You've missed a pile of chat, Zachary. Take your show, man. Sealy says, I still miss my 97 Honda CRV. Had to have the drive shaft replaced before moving to Texas, I'm guessing, back to Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But otherwise, it ran pretty well. She then said the shifting cable had to be replaced, but that's a normal wear point.
Fair.
And then she says, I'm not the right choice for a guy who wants kids. Okay, fair. And then Sco says, I really wanted a Bronco Sport, but the Ford near me disparaged my janky car and said it wasn't worth anything. So I went, well, fair.
So you went from a car that's not worth anything to one that's worth even less.
Good luck with that, Zach.
It already needs head gaskets.
Cars because I'm a slow typer. Work away. We're just shooting the breeze anyway.
I like Subarus to a degree. I like the way they drive.
But they need head gaskets like every 13 miles.
Yeah, but that's something every Subaru owner knows when they're getting into the car, right? Or every Subaru owner should know when they're getting.
I was about to say, do they? Because they keep buying them.
Because one of my coworkers, he's got a couple Subaru WRXs, and
head gaskets.
Yeah, he's got 2 WRXs, I think, and he loves those things. He drives them around. He even takes them he takes the one to a track every now and again because we have a track near my house.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I like the way they drive. Their manuals aren't bad. Their CVTs are really bad. No, they're not as bad as Nissan CVTs. Nissan's CVTs, I think that's mainly because when Nissan jumped onto the CVT thing, they did it a little bit too early. Should have done some more testing.
Everybody
they have a bad reputation for it. But
everybody says that, but my delivery truck's got the CVT, and dude, I don't have any issues whatsoever. And I've got almost 85,000 miles on that thing now.
I had a Frontier.
I do.
Does Frontiers come with a CVT?
Yeah, the 9-speed variable transmission.
Not to move it off the car topic for a minute, but it's completely normal that I see 2 of each of you, right?
I assume, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were playing Among Us? There were 2 Unlivians. There's one here, and the other one sitting next to me.
I'm glad to hear that because my head is spinning.
Oh. No, I thought you meant like seeing one on the live preview and then seeing them
Oh
on
no,
the
if I looked at
bottom
that
bar.
right now, there would be quadruples. So no.
Oh, well,
Sealy says,
yeah, no, I think you're fine.
one of my pastors and his sons both have Subarus. Nice.
They are good vehicles while they're on the
Ford
road.
hadn't been jerks. I had a bought from them, but they were jerks, and Subaru wasn't. Yep. Well, that's how companies make money. If you treat the clients bad, you lose the clients.
I knew a guy. This is going back to kind of. I mean, it's still on this topic, but more in response to Gabe. I knew a guy that had a WRX, and that was his daily. He would like retune it, take it to the track sometimes, and then tune it back to his daily tune. But he literally had like a workshop cabinet stocked with head gaskets. Not even playing.
That's funny.
Dude, just
So,
like I mean, like he knew. He was like, okay, they're gonna go out. I'm just gonna stock up.
Yeah,
so
I also think that a lot
Gabe,
of Subaru owners. Go
sorry, 2
ahead.
seconds. No, you're right. I just want to bring this up just for the sake of this stream, so YouTube doesn't flag it for anything risky. Zach is clearly drinking apple juice.
Apple juice that is
No.
uh
Just apple juice.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
just apple juice.
Mm-hmm.
Would some apple juice help you with
If it
seeing
wasn't a
double?
fundraiser stream, say whatever you want, but right now it's apple juice.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, this is just apple juice.
Sorry, yep, you can go back to what you're saying.
Oh,
Put
no,
it in
you're
the
good.
I didn't want
comments.
Zach seeing that comment and blurting it out, so I had to get in first.
But in like the case of, from my experience with not WRXs, but Subarus in their totality, is it's extremely finicky with maintenance. Part of that's because a lot of people don't ever enable the dumb maintenance reminders, so they just keep them disabled, and then they go thousands of miles past their oil changes. They never end up changing out their diff fluid or anything like that, and then everything ends up breaking apart on them
Mm.
because people aren't keeping up with the maintenance. And then people also drive those things really, really, really rough. Like, I don't see most Subarus being driven nicely.
Yeah.
Like, the way I drive a car, I will fully admit, I am the type of person that when you watch me driving my car, I drive like an old person on their way to church.
Oh
I'm
dear.
slow. I obey all the street signs. I have my turn signal on well in advance. The
Oh dear.
fastest over the speed limit you will ever find me going, 5 miles over.
Never.
I
He's
am.
over the speed limit once.
Oh, dude.
Oh no,
Georgia
I've
State.
gone over it, but by 5.
Thing is
Compare
that-
that to a lot of people that drive like 30 over it. Like I'll be in a 25 and people will be shooting past me at like 50 miles an hour. I'm like, goodness gracious, guys, there's children around here. Come on.
More than that, for me, I mean, you say all you ever do is go 5 over. Georgia State Patrol will pull you over for that. They do
Yeah,
not play.
that's especially whenever I'm on like a road trip. I always set my cruise control for just just slightly under the speed limit, because I've had some interesting encounters because I go to Pennsylvania all the time. All the Presbys here will love that comment. I go to Pennsylvania every now and again, and the Pennsylvania Highway Patrol is like the most dirty I've ever seen across the country, at least from where I've been.
Mm-hmm.
There was construction one time. I was driving, I couldn't move over into a lane, and the cop bum rushes right behind me. He's flashing his lights, and I'm like, dude, I'm not speeding up for you, and I can't go over because if I speed up, you're gonna pull me over. I can't move over. There's no space to move over. What do you want me to do? He lights up his lights, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting pulled over. I'm gonna have a lovely conversation with this cop. I'm gonna probably have to drive all the way back out here again just to end up fighting this ticket. But no, he lit up his lights. Traffic all of a sudden cleared on the other side. I move over to go pull over. Boom, he's off like 90 miles an hour down the highway. I'm like, you're kidding me. I'm like, you're kidding me. You did all that just because you wanted to get in front of me to shoot down the road at 90 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Like, that's happened on multiple occasions to me not the exact scenario, but I've had like cops shoot past me well beyond the speed limit. I've seen them do some really dirty U-turns and stuff where they're not supposed to be. And I see that all over the place, specifically in Pennsylvania. I go through West Virginia, don't see nothing. Go through Ohio, don't see nothing. I even go to like Connecticut, nothing there. New York, not as bad. It's just Pennsylvania.
I think you might just be driving like a grandfather, Gabe, to be fair.
I will admit, I drive like an old person, all right? But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you get to like turn on your lights, pull me over, but don't actually pull me over and shoot off down the road at 90 miles an hour just because you wanted to get in front of me while there's construction and only 2 lanes of traffic on a 4-lane highway.
Well, you should call the cops on him.
I should. You're right. I should have done that. Should been like, there's this guy who's clearly impersonating police officers. Because officer would have never done that.
Sealy,
Sometimes they do it in undercover vehicles too.
I showed the box.
well, I was going to say, Sealy, he can type it, but YouTube limits views if you mention certain things that they don't like. And because this is a fundraiser stream, I don't want anything being mentioned. But he is drinking adult apple juice.
From Ireland.
Yes.
And
Something else from Ireland is being consumed.
So if you're driving less than a mile every year, I would say depending on the oil you're getting. So if you're getting like a conventional oil, which is just the cheapest stuff everyone likes to get, especially with the 2005, that's probably what you're putting in it. I would just go seasonally. So I would get it within the season. So fall, winter, summer, spring.
So in fall, you put in the pumpkin spice oil.
Yes. But if you're using something like
does.
But if you're using something like blend or synthetic, you can go a little bit longer on that because the chemicals don't.
Yeah, but don't.
Stuff. Like you shouldn't, but you can. If you have a synthetic, the synthetic will be fine for quite a while without separating. Because what can happen is the oil and the emulsifier in the oil. So an emulsifier is basically something that collects water and other stuff from the air. Those will separate. And then all of a sudden, water will start pulling up in your oil because the emulsifier is still there. It's just not mixed with the oil properly now. So it's just collecting all that water. And then you'll have water in your oil, which creates acidity in your oil, which will break down all the components in your engine faster. And it will also lead to extra wear in your engine. So that's why you want to make sure that you're doing your oil changes on a regular basis, even if you don't drive too much. Sorry, what was that, Mr.?
I was just asking Onion Lover if he heard that. Regular changes.
Yeah. Anybody out there who's not paying attention to their oil changes, y'all need to take that advice. Couldn't be me, but anybody out there.
Yep.
Hey, and
we see the videos.
I want to add something real fast. The little percentage that tells you what your oil life is in your little infotainment menu. Please do not ever think that that's accurate. Go by the mileage. Just go by the mileage. Do not look at that. Oh, I'm at 38%. I'm good to go. My vehicle still says 38%. I'm like 110 miles away from an oil change. It's not 38% still good. It's done.
Yeah. Like that's the warranty. So whenever you're getting your owner's manual or whenever you're buying a car and they're discussing the warranty with you, or the default, like on my car, I drive a Toyota Avalon. So when I'm reset my oil life, I do my oil changes every 4K, give or take, 3 to 4K. Yeah, that's because I care. I'm making my car last for the next 10 years, Mr. Lehman. That's what's going on there. I'm not letting that. Oh, you kind of shook your head like you were.
Oh no, like my eyeballs are closing, dude. I have scared energy. That's why I'm just letting you lot chat. I'm just trying to check the other way.
Nonetheless, but yeah. But if I didn't reset my oil reminder notice, it would come on every like 10K or something like that. That's because that's the warranty on the car. So when your manufacturer is putting out a warranty, usually they're putting out a warranty for like if you're getting your oil changes done at that interval. And that's like if you pass that, they go, okay, yeah, you void your warranty effectively.
Which, please, my goodness, no matter what your oil filter box or your oil container, like your oil jug says, do not try to go 10,000 miles on oil.
Yeah, I've seen
Like,
the amount of
can
oil
it do it?
filters.
Yes, but should you? No, 5,000 tops.
Yeah, the amount of oil filters I've taken out of cars that are rock solid, packed with
Yes.
like metal follicles and stuff. It's just like, yeah, you that after some point, if your filter gets bypassed, though it says it can handle 10K, that's 10K under perfect conditions in all reality, also. So though your filter says it can handle 10K on the oil changes, if it gets clogged up, what ends up happening is you have a bypass that gets triggered. I'm trying to remember. I think it's just called the bypass valve in the oil filter, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a bypass valve when the oil pressure builds up too much inside the oil filter because now the oil can't flow through the actual medium.
Yeah. Then it closes and then oil free flows. It no longer filters.
And then at that point, that filter's not doing anything. And now those little molecules and little sharp pieces of metal that are floating around that would be trapped by the filter are now free flowing in your engine, getting caught up in, they're cutting up your gaskets, they're carving away at high wear points. They're even messing with the cylinder walls when they get on your cylinder and your engine, on the pistons, and that ends up causing other gasket wear and other problems. So you want to make sure that you're definitely changing out the filter, because I've seen some people where they're like, I'm just not going to change the filter. I'll just change the oil. I'm like, no, don't do that. Even Pro Demand, it's the software I use. It goes, yeah, if you're not changing out the filter, this is how much oil to put in. I'm like, that shouldn't be an option. You should always just change out the filter. But
So stupid.
But it's one of those things where you got to be careful with that stuff. And from my experience, if you take care of a car, generally speaking, the car will take care of you, right? Like my dad drives a Kia. He hates the thing. He's getting a new car soon. That said, the car that car he drives right now, it's a Kia that's like 15 years old. That's impressive for a Kia. But that's only because he's taken care of it by doing its oil changes, keeping up on its maintenance, and like doing things right with it. He's done bad things with it, like he dropped the car. That's a whole story. I'll save that for a future stream.
That's generally a good statement. If you take care of the vehicle will take care of you, unless it's a Jeep.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Very valid. I hate Jeeps.
Yeah, you can dump all the money you want to in a Jeep, not even like building them as like rock crawlers or anything, just a Jeep to drive. Doesn't matter if it's a Wrangler or a Cherokee or a Wagoneer, whatever.
Gladiator, my favorite Jeep.
Oh,
I'm
no.
kidding.
Don't even those aren't real. But yeah, you can put money in those just to keep them on the road and be nice to them and try to be preventative in your maintenance. And it will still overheat, break down, and have oil leaks everywhere and need a radiator for no reasons. Your fans just stop working because your wiring harness is bad. And then you try to fix the wiring harness. Now your blinker won't shut off and your taillights stopped working or they won't stop working.
Yep. I mean, also from my experience too, and this one's kind of an insult at the Jeep owners out there. From my experience, when I'm working on a car, so whether it's something as simple as a rotate, Jeeps are my least favorite. Why? Because here in Ohio, we have drastic weather changes on a regular basis. That means that your lug nuts are going to get swollen. When your lug nuts get swollen, I have to either torch them off your car with an acetylene torch, hammer on half-size sockets, maybe because because they're so swollen, they end up getting like 2 millimeters too large, and I can't even fit it into the actual socket hole on the wheel. which is why I have to take the torch. But maybe I'll be able to hammer on a socket. Usually I have to use some fancy thin chrome socket so I can actually get it in there sometimes. Just to end up breaking it loose. And then the customer, the Jeep owner in this scenario, I go, hey, you need new lug nuts. Would you like to buy them? We'll give them to you at cost. The same exact price you're buying them from O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advanced, wherever you're buying them from. That's how much we're charging you for it. We're not going to put any labor on there, nothing. We just want to have this so that the next time you come in, I don't have to do that again.
It's also a liability issue for the shop.
Yeah. So we're like, we recommend that. They go, Jeep, Ford owners have the same problem. But here's the thing. Ford
The
owners,
cap lug nuts, yeah.
the Ford owners all go, okay, I'll just, how many do I need to replace? I need, okay, 5? Yeah, deal. $5. Not $5, sorry, 5 lug nuts.
So they're like $5 each. What do you mean?
Yeah, I was about to say 5 lug nuts, not $5.
Jen, as fascinating as this is, I'm going to move us on to a theological topic because we've got over 100 watching, and I fear they may think that this is a fundraiser for a car. So,
I do need a new vehicle. No, I don't.
well,
No, I
that's not
don't.
what that's for.
I thought you
But
had
anyway,
a frontier. Those things are invincible.
let me bring this up. I'm going to read a bit about it, and then we can talk a bit about it, and then I'm going to share Tina's stuff again, just so people know what they're here for. Gabe, who is this man?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, no.
NT right, or NT wrong, as I like to call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I've only ever seen pictures of him when he was younger.
Yeah. So this is not terribly long. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to skip to his quotes in a minute because there's a part here about abortion too that we're not really going to. My goodness, Rollo, you're so loud. So, famed New Testament scholar N.T. Wright has weighed in on the state of those who explicitly reject Christ and salvation, suggesting they'll simply be annihilated or exist in some state of being a creation but not an image bearer. I'm gonna need to watch the video on that because, like, I trust Protestia, but like that statement reads weird to me. Anyway, let me skip past that. So he says there are times in the New Testament when we can see people turning very definitely away from God, away from Jesus, and Jesus appears to be saying that they are on the way to final loss. I mean, Judas would be the obvious example. When Jesus said it would be better for that man if he had never been born. He could hardly say that if he knew that Judas was going to spend all eternity rejoicing in the presence of God. It really implies that Judas is not among those. That's a weird thing to say. But what does that final loss look like? Here, our medieval imagery of hell really doesn't help. Where I know many people in America, particularly these days, but in other parts of the world as well, are brought up thinking that believing in Christianity means believing in heaven and hell, and that you either go to heaven or you go to hell. Oh, you mean those two places that the Bible teach? Interesting. He continues, and I've spent much of my life arguing that's not what the New Testament says. The New Testament is about new creation, and the antithesis of new creation is to lose out, to miss out, to not be part of the new world which God is making. And from one point of view, the best way of talking about that is destruction or death. So that there is a sense in which the theological position known as annihilationism has something going for it. That when people ultimately turn away from God and say, I do not want anything to do with you, whether explicitly or by implication through what they do, then that person simply ceases to exist. Interesting. Or we could say, and I've tried to argue this here and there, they cease to exist as an image bearing human being. They're saying, in effect, I no longer want to be somebody who is called to reflect God's wisdom into the world and reflect the praises of the world back to God. I just want to be that sort of creature anymore. And that's possible that they might then be told you're still a creature, you're still existing in some way or other, but you're no longer an image bearer. Oh boy. Like, I know my brain's cooked, but even reading that hurt me inside because that makes no sense.
Yeah, annihilationism it's something that is becoming universalism and annihilationism are both kind of on the rise.
They come and go. I've seen annihilationism rise back whenever Mark Driscoll was coming up, because you had Rob Bell, who
Oh,
taught annihilationism. What was that famous book of his, like something love? I can't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Yeah,
Must not be very famous.
But
he was
yeah, I remember
huge heretic.
my sister was, so she went to a Christian college, and one of the things that all of her theology fellow theology students, she wasn't a theology student, but all the theology students around her, they were all jumping on annihilationism and universalism. And she was like, it came to a point where she was like, Gabe, can you write an article on this? And I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, sure. So I actually did. I have an article on it.
I know you did.
The
That's
article,
why I brought it up purposely.
okay, because so the article is "Consuming Fire, Unquenched Torment: The Traditional View of Heaven and Hell Re-Examined."
Link in
And
the chat, Gabe.
yeah. I can do that. Sorry, let me do that real quick. But basically, in this article, I go over. Well, let me do it on this account. It will. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, there you go.
Based. All right, let me go to the X one real quick.
How's the tractor for everybody? He's a lot closer to the laptop now.
You can hear
Sounds
him, but he's
I
not.
can hear him, but I can't
It's not
hear him over the
obnoxious or
He's
game.
not,
anything.
he's not in full snore at the minute. He's got one eye on me. He's like, "Are you talking about me?"
But basically, it doesn't show up on this one, but it's fine. I'm sure it's on the actual chat for them.
Yeah.
But basically, for my article, I went ahead and I summed up the traditional view, and I actually kind of blended it a little bit with some of the teachings that you'll find in Eastern Orthodoxy. So that is kind of where I ended up summing my position in its totality, is the traditional view that you clearly see heaven and hell being referenced in the scriptures, like just to say, oh yeah, hell doesn't exist and they're ultimately annihilated. I feel like that's just to completely ignore one of the most crucial topics Jesus covered, which was the afterlife, heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Like he talked about heaven and hell in great detail, hell even more so than heaven.
Yeah.
So it's like, to ignore it and to say that we're just annihilated, I think is too blunt. And that's what I've seen some people do. Some people try to say, no, you do go to hell, but eventually you just kind of wither away into nothingness or obscurity, which, again, I would like to see a chapter and a verse on that, because you don't see that. Like, much of my article is on Jesus's parable of the rich man and Lazarus, right? Like, I think that is the most clear example. That's where you have Sheol, and Sheol depicting, heaven and hell, or ending up also depicting heaven and hell, or you have the side where you have Abraham's bosom, and then you have the side of torment. If Jesus is affirming Sheol exists, then he's affirming that the afterlife exists.
Yep.
And if he's affirming that there are both bad sides and good sides of Sheol, and then he's also affirming hell as its own place, or Hades, separate from Sheol, then he's also referring to an actual place that exists. So hell isn't just a spiritual state necessarily, but it's also a spiritual place that you are actually placed at.
Yeah. Just before we continue, Livian needs to head out here, folks. So, Livian, thanks for joining in, bro. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mr. and Livian. Have a nice day.
Hmm?
Or nice night, sorry.
I shall.
Oh, no.
Even Livian going, Mr. Nappery went.
Oh, man. I see how it is. We're not good enough for Zach.
Yep, that's how it is.
Zach's like, oh, Livian's out of here? Dude, that's like the whole reason I came in.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, anyway, Gabe, let me bring this up, and you and I can chat about this. This is one of my go-tos whenever we're talking about this. My brain is cooked here. Okay, there's Sackback. Let me add him again before I. It still says he's offline, but there we go. Anyway,
This is online for me.
oh, he's still showing offline on my end, but that's okay. So this is Revelation chapter 14. Let's just read the whole thing, just so I have context.
All right.
So, first one. Then I looked, and behold, on Mount Zion stood the Lamb, and with him 144,000, who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven like the roar of many waters, and like the sound of loud thunder. The voice I heard was like the sound of harpists playing on their harps, and they were singing a new song before the throne and before the four living and before the elders.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Mr. Layman has been booted offline, it seems. Okay, well, y'all can still hear me. Oh, you're back. Welcome back.
Did I disappear?
Yeah, you disappeared. It went completely offline there for a moment.
Might have been an internet connection. Okay. Where did I get to?
You got to verse 2 and then cut off when you made it to verse 3.
Verse 2. Oh, man. Okay, right. Let me go back then. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. And I heard a voice from heaven like the roar of many waters and like the sound of loud thunder. The voice I heard was like the sound of harpists playing on their harps, and they were singing a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and before the elders. No one could learn that song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. It is these who have not defiled themselves with women, for they are virgins. It is these who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These have been redeemed from mankind as firstfruits for God and the Lamb, and in their mouth was no lie was found, for they are blameless. Verse 6. Then I saw another angel flying directly overhead, with an eternal gospel to proclaim to those who dwell on the earth, to every nation and tribe and language and people. And he said with a loud voice, Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come. And worship him who made heaven and earth and the sea and the springs of water. Another angel, a second, followed, saying, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, she who made all nations drink the wine of passion of her sexual immorality. And another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a loud voice, If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand, he also will drink the wine of God's wrath, poured full strength into the cup of his anger, and he will be tormented with fire and sulfur. Now, key point, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Because people really do misunderstand hell. They seem to think that hell is a place where God is absent from. He is not. Now, here's the point that really should stick. And the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day or night, these worshippers of the beast and its image, and whoever receives the mark of its name. Now, what does that indicate? Does that indicate that there'll be a time where they'll just cease to exist, cease to be annihilated, or they'll be annihilated? Or does it say that they will be in torment forever and ever, that they will have no rest, day or night?
I heard that they would eventually cease to exist right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm joking,
Strong.
obviously.
Oh, I know you are, but like, this is what I'm getting at. This is why, and I've heard the arguments of annihilationists on this. They're like, oh, that only applies to those who take the mark of the beast. Folks, I'm not going to get into eschatology right now because like my brain's cooked, and it's even if it wasn't cooked, it would need an entire stream to itself. The mark of the beast is not necessarily something that is going to be directly visible. The hand and the forehead being marked is Old Testament imagery. God marks his people on their hands and on the forehead. It's a spiritual thing. So the mockery then of that is the mark of the beast. It's a mockery of God's people. They will, the devil's tribe, so to speak, they will be marked on the hand and the head. So this is imagery of mockery, right? So people that are running around, and again, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs. You can have your own opinion on it or whatever. We can do a stream on it some night. But for those who are automatically thinking, oh, it's going to be a physical mark, not necessarily. And also, I believe the mark of the beast is already passed, but that's a different stream. But my point to you here is many people would point out, annihilationists will say, they will say, oh no, that is only the people that receive the mark. The problem is, if you don't follow Jesus, you automatically follow the devil. You may not think of yourself as a Satanist or, I follow the devil, but you actually do. You're part of the world, you're part of the devil's system. So if you're not marked by God, you are marked by the devil. So the annihilationist argument falls flat in its face whenever it tries to make that argumentation. And I hear Gabe clickety clacking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, my keyboard's not very quiet.
Oh no, I actually like the noise. It just means I know you're working on something.
Oh, yeah, I just
Who says the first time I heard of annihilationism was in 2015? Yeah, that I don't know if this is who you're thinking of, Sam, but it was big back in the day, like even before this. Like Rob Bell, I think the book was called Love Wins or something like that. And yeah, he was a big proponent of universalism and, no one will be in hell forever or, whatever else. Gents, I'm going to leave you to talk for a minute. I need to run to the bathroom again.
alrighty.
Yeah, I think the best biblical case against like where people can get the visual is the rich man and Lazarus. Like you can't beat that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
really, the rich man is in hell, and you know, like it just whenever I hear people talk about annihilationism, I I don't really know that I have anything good to say. I just kind of laugh about it because I think it's so ignorant. Not to say that they can't make a case, but I also think that dispensationalism is ignorant and sometimes probably borderline heresy.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go like for me. As far as dispensationalism goes, I'd probably say in some cases it can be, but
Well, I mean, if it completely if you're so wrapped up in the way you believe dispensationalism that it makes you read the Bible in a different way than just reading it, then I think that's you've now made dispensationalism your idol.
mhm. But yeah, no, I mean, I've heard some cases for annihilationism. I don't ever really find them quite compelling. Again,
Yeah,
it's for a
that,
similar reason to dispensationalism because it's like you have to read that into the text. Like you have
right.
to take verses that mean the literal opposite of what you're saying they mean, and
Right.
you have to
Like
flip them
like
on their
so
heads.
like chapter and verse wise biblically, I can see what you're trying to get to. I
Hmm.
really can see it. I understand it. So my pushback is always now read it for what it is and stop reading it with these different tinted glasses. And what does the text say? The text says this. So stop assuming that it's saying something else, like what you're trying to believe, not you, but you in
Yeah.
general. Like what you're trying to believe, just what does the Bible say? Like be more of a literalist than a like well first of all, if somebody comes to me and is like, well, I think that this is speaking that no, sorry, stop it. Don't, not with me. I'm not the one. I can't stand whenever somebody says I think or this makes me feel because I think this. No, sorry, I can't do that.
Hmm.
What does the word say? And what the word says is the truth, not you. You're not true. The word of God is.
Yeah.
So
But
just before you guys go on, just so you know, folks, Seely and Sam, I can see your comments on YouTube, but unfortunately, I think the chat has frozen on my studio end, so I can no longer
Yeah,
bring.
they're there on my end right now.
Yeah, I can't bring them up on my side though.
You might have to reload. I think if you do it fast enough, it shouldn't end it.
Oh
Oh no,
no,
it won't end it. I can jump out. I'll come back in, but yeah, it's not coming up on my end anymore.
Yeah, you might need to reload.
but yeah, no, that's kind of what I did to break the master tech I was referring to earlier. I kind of helped him break him away from dispensationalism because it's so funny because he would always be like, "Well, everyone believes this." I'm like, "No, no," and then he was like, because that's what he ended up going to. But what he was like, Jesus taught the rapture, and I'm like, where? And then I read it to him, and I'm like, hold up. Some will be taken away, some will go, as it was in the day of Noah. Do we need to go? Do we hold up? And I just am kind of baffled. I'm like, do you know what happened in the day of Noah and why some were swept away during the days of Noah? And that kind of, when me saying it like that kind of clicked something in his head. And then he was like, oh. And
Okay,
after
so I've
a little
I've heard
while,
that argument like once, and my rebuttal to it was, and like this completely changed the way the dude viewed it. My response was, okay, that was a different circumstance. Now, do you remember the covenant that God made after he flooded the earth in the days of Noah? And he was like, well, yeah. I'm like, is God a liar? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. So I just defeated your entire argument. Not me, but like
yeah.
providing the example.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I did with Luke. With Luke, I ended up just being like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If I wouldn't want to be one of the ones who are swept away if this is the verse you're leaning on for your interpretation. And that's kind of, to get back to annihilationism, that's kind of what I've seen with annihilationism is they've take a verse that literally means the exact opposite, and then you sit down and you go, wait, let's read it in its context, right? And now there's multiple levels of context that you can read into things. You can read into them in their historical context, like with household baptisms, for example. When I'm talking with people and they're like, yeah, I don't see infants being baptized. I'm like, what about all these examples of household baptism? They go, well, you're pulling at straws. That's quite the stretch there, isn't it? Uh, Not if you recognize the historical context by which this text was revealed to us. Not at all. Not even if it like maybe if it was provided. Maybe if this text was revealed to us today, with most households barely having any children, if any at all, then
Yeah.
yeah, maybe you could say that. But during first century Israel, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
This is going to throw us off just a touch,
Yeah,
but I want to throw this in there because it was kind of funny because the person was like, "Oh, wait, yeah." So, it's a friend of mine. They're a Baptist, and
well, we're in Baptist purgatory. That's the
completely,
thing.
yeah, they're completely against infant baptism. Like, some Baptists. Well, I don't want to speak for them, and I kind of don't know the answer because I've heard difference.
Hmm.
Um, I'll just say what I think. I guess. I think some Baptist churches will accept, like, if you've had a covenant baptism, you were born in the Presbyterian church and then for whatever reason you forgot how to read and decided to become a Baptist, and then that's a joke a little bit, by the way. Um, but like if you went, if you regressed a little bit, uh, like I think some won't rebaptize you, but like 90% will because they don't recognize your baptism as being valid,
Yeah, some
even
of
though
them
it was
will.
done in all of the same r- set of standards that they have for their own baptism. It's just that at the time the water was used, the person that the water is being used on couldn't speak, so they couldn't give their own profession. Like that's the only difference.
Yeah,
Um,
I've seen Baptist churches that require even like believers who are older and believe.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of a guy like, what was that guy's name? Big televangelist, not Joel Osteen. My
Oh,
grandfather liked him.
no, I know
Not
who
John
you're talking about.
MacArthur. Who is it?
No, I know who you're talking. Charles Stanley.
No, that's close, but no, not Charles Stanley. I have a couple of Charles Stanley's
Oh,
books.
I don't know then.
Oh my goodness! Hold on.
All right. Well,
Hold on.
while you think about that, I'm like this story's pretty like really short.
Yeah,
So
you're good.
we were talking about the infant baptism thing, and I mentioned household baptisms. And he was like, "Yeah, but not every household has children." I'm like, "Okay, you have to think about the time that this was written, to whom it was written, and what those people did back in those days when this was written." And they were like, "Okay, explain." I'm like, "Okay, so do you remember whenever you start to get into the story of Moses, right? And it talks about how the Jews just like multiplied, and I made the it was a bad reference, but to get him to understand what I meant, I was like, it was like mice. I'm like, just rapidly multiplying. That's what the Jews did. That's how most people in those days did things, except the Egyptians. And there's a thing there to be pointed to, but that's a whole different topic. But there's always children because they all believed in the be fruitful, multiply. Like that was written on them. They knew that, and they were very fruitful and they multiplied very much so. So what, like, how can you be 1,000,000% sure that there were no children in that household? And then the guy was like, "Well, you can't." And I'm like, "So in the context of who and when it was written, who to and when it was written, can you say that there's no children?" He's like, "Well, I guess in that context, you would have to say that there are children and most likely multiple." And I'm like, "So if a household is baptized, that considers everybody, correct?" And he just stared at me. He was like, "I don't want to talk about this anymore."
But the person I was thinking of was Billy Graham.
Ah,
Billy Graham.
heretic.
Billy Graham was baptized 3 times, right? He started out Presbyterian. He was baptized as an infant in the Presbyterian tradition, and then he
Was
went
he Presby?
to yeah, he was born, and I believe he even raised his kids Presbyterian, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, he started out Presbyterian, and then he kind of moved towards a Baptist movement, and that Baptist church required that he was baptized again. So he got baptized as an adult. But then he went to another Baptist church, and this other Baptist church didn't accept either of his previous baptisms. So he had to be baptized a third time. And I think he I think that was for when he went to the Southern Baptist Convention. I'm not 100% sure. I just remember I remember reading that he had to be baptized 3 times. I might have to look into it again, but yeah, no.
I
So,
know somebody that's in the teens, not their age,
oh my
but their amount
goodness,
of baptisms.
that is
I don't get it. Like one baptism for the remission of sins. I get it. Not everybody is a church that follows the Nicene Creed. I understand, but the Bible says it.
it's. But yeah, no. So that's just one of those things that I don't remember why we got to that point, but I thought of that when you were mentioning.
Well, we went on a little rabbit trail away from annihilationism.
Yeah, uh, Mr. Lehman, we can't hear you. Yeah, I just can't hear you at all.
Oh yeah, no, me neither.
Given his expression, I'm assuming he's on the
It sh-
phone with someone. So I guess we'll go ahead and.
it shows that you're
Oh,
muted in the studio.
oh,
Oh, he gone.
he'll be back. But till then, Sam says, I heard it on a bad podcast. I'm
Oh,
assuming that's in reference to annihilationism.
hang on.
Can
What
you
was
hear me
that?
now?
Yeah, I can
Yes.
hear you.
So that entire time, my mic was unmuted, but for some
Oh,
reason, Sorry, unmuted, not muted. So it should have been heard. I don't know why it wasn't.
Yeah, no, you were muted in the studio the whole time though.
I know, but my end I wasn't. There's
Yeah.
something funky going on with the studio tonight, but that works out well anyway. Because I was saying I'm wrapping up in the next 10 minutes, so I want to get to some of these comments, and then I want to announce Tina's thing one more time. So Sam said she heard it on the Bad Christian podcast. I have no idea what that is,
I
but I
think
hope.
she's talking about that book you were talking about earlier.
No, she means annihilationism, but
Mhm.
I mean, I have no idea what the Bad Christian podcast is, but I
Oh.
hope it's good. Seeley says, don't Jehovah Witnesses believe in some form of annihilation? Yes, they believe the wicked will be destroyed and cease to exist. I have no clue what this is in reference to. It must have been something you guys brought up while I was away.
We were
Yeah,
talking about the rich man and Lazarus whenever that one came in
Ah, right, okay. She then goes on to say, I'm Baptist.
because I made a Baptist joke.
Um, we should see the little thing update now in a minute. I won't name you, my friend, but thank you very, very much for donating. Every little bit helps. And then Sam also says, my church doesn't require members to rebaptize if they were baptized as infants. Yeah, some baptisms just recognize the baptism as, in their view, heterodox but acceptable.
Oh, yeah. The flood example. Yeah, that's what is that? Matthew 17.
Oh, in the days of Noah?
No,
Yeah.
it'd be Genesis.
Yeah, but
No. When I was mentioning it as like a use of a
Oh, that
when
it
Jesus was saying
referred
some will
back
be
to it.
swept
Yeah.
away as it was in the
yeah,
period
because
of Noah.
people,
Yes.
people read that back to
As
front.
the rapture.
Yeah, because they've read errantly about the rapture and they think that the godly are going to be taken. No, the scripture is clear. The godly inherit the earth. It is the wicked who are taken in judgment. Hence why Jesus teaches in other places as well that the angels will gather up the chaff, throw them into the barn, and then protect Christ's people. So
Psalm 1.
yeah, it's all over the scripture, as I say. Unfortunately, John Nelson Darby did a lot of damage whenever he taught the idea of the rapture. So yeah,
The worst Presbyterian of all time.
it was the one taken away and one left behind in the Noah example. Yeah, we know silly. It's Jesus is pointing out that it's the wicked that will be taken in judgment. It's not the righteous being taken. People get that passage back to front. Anyway, let me go ahead and share Tina's thing one more time because I am going to wrap up. Gents, thank you very much for joining me tonight and carrying the show because my brain is cooked. I actually zoned out during a lot of that. And Rolo is snoring like a madman.
Sounds like a great running tractor, though.
Bro is just so happy. Like Rolo could sleep through a literal war.
I'm going to sleep like that tonight.
Okay, folks, let me read this one more time. So, obviously, this is to support Tina. She is currently in a time of great crisis. Some details I can share, others I cannot. If you don't know who Tina is, Zach, there's a link in the group chat, by the way. We want you to sign up to be one of the co organizers. So, if you don't know who Tina is, but you know me, Gabe, Zach, and Livian, you have our word that Tina is genuinely in need of money. So, help support Tina Stiles in her time of need. Tina Stiles is a 57-year-old sister in Christ who urgently needs her help. She is currently in the hospital with kidney failure, diabetes complications, and cataracts, and on top of her medical struggles, she has recently been made homeless and has nowhere safe, and I'm highlighting that, safe, to stay. I can't say anything more than that, but hopefully you catch my drift. Her church community is unable to offer financial support at this time, and Tina has no stable place to recover or receive proper care once she leaves the hospital. This is a moment for the wider body of Christ to gather around her and show her love and generosity Scripture calls us to live out. I know money is tight right now for many, especially so close to Christmas, but anything you have, whether large or small, will go directly towards helping Tina secure shelter, basic necessities, and ongoing care as she navigates this incredibly difficult season. And what I forgot to add in here is Tina, unfortunately, may have to leave behind many of her life's possessions, which we know possessions aren't everything, but we all have things that we're attached to with sentimental value. So that's painful as well. Some details of her situation are personal and cannot be shared publicly, but if you have any questions or would like to verify anything, you can contact me or reach out to Gabe, Zach, or Olivian. Thank you all for taking the time to read this, and God bless you for any support you're able to give. We have shared the link on X. The boys that are still on X will continue to share it while we're off because Zach and I are not active on X at the moment. I will be sharing it on other platforms as well. But the best thing you can do if you can't give financially is please share it. Please, please, please share it because it helps it get seen to more people who might have more funds that they're able to donate. We've had 4 donations already, and we're currently at $250, which is great. Because this only went live about 2 hours ago, Gabe. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty good
Yeah.
goal. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, folks. Apologies that I have not been very switched on or focused. I'm not trying to be awkward or hateful. I'm just not coping very well tonight. Gents, I will leave you with anything you guys want to plug, and then we will say goodbye to everybody.
All right. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out this GoFundMe. If you don't have any money to spare, prayers and sharing the GoFundMe is ultimately very much appreciated. And if you do have the money to support Tina, make sure to support her both financially and in your prayers too. That's very important.
Mm.
But otherwise, if you want to hang out with me, you can find me over on X at GabeZD, or you could find me on trinityapologetics.com and any of my associated projects I've been working on.
Mm-hmm. And probably not going to be this year, but Gabe, YouTube maybe in the next year.
Maybe a little bit sooner than that, but I'm probably gonna be next year. It'll probably be next year.
Well, we never know. The Lord might surprise us. Zach, anything for you?
I don't really have anything personal that I
No, you
want
do.
to plug just
No,
because,
no, you do.
huh?
You do.
I
Remember?
do.
Yes.
I guess I have things I need to plug. Oh my, I wrote an
Yes.
article.
Yes.
The first thing that I've written, I've already got 3 other ones started. I'm just not sure where I want to go with any of the 3 of them. So, but I do have more things coming out. So if you enjoyed the first one, I think I could have done better, but they say that's how it goes. Um, then thank you for reading it. Honestly, I'm kind of I keep getting people that's like, "Hey, I saw your post and I read your article. That was fantastic. I didn't know that you could write." And I'm like, "Well, I don't." Um, so it's been an encouragement for me. It kind of is something that I've wanted to do for a while. So I'm glad that I've got this opportunity, and I'm glad that people have enjoyed the one that I put out.
And Gabe's came to your rescue because you're terrible at promoting.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Well, I'm also on my phone, so I can't do links, or
No,
it kicks
what
me
I meant,
out.
you
So,
hadn't even told people where they could read it.
oh yeah, I guess that's probably important.
Yeah.
Hey, you can read it at that link that Gabe put in the chat there.
Yeah. And
Um,
if you want a quick way to get there, it's thelaymanapologist.com. Click on articles right up in the header. It'll take you right to the Substack so you can easily read the articles right there.
It's the best place you can go for multiple of our stuff because Gabe very kindly put that together for me. It's got my YouTube videos all load on there, my articles load on there, my merch stores on there, my member sites on there. And while this is not necessarily the stream to be promoting merch, if you do want merch, you can get it there because Gabe has merch on there, Zach has merch on there. Mr. Onion Lover will have merch on there once he gives me ideas, but he has none yet. But those are ways which you can support us. But yes, Zach is one of the many new writers that we now have over on Team Layman over on Substack, because that has always been the goal. I will always be the layman apologist, but layman apologist in general is bigger than me. We are all apologists in one way or the other. And it has always been my mission to get more like minded individuals on board. And with all these new people writing for me, I get to take more of a break from writing and focus on YouTube. So we've got some good videos coming out in the future. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, anything else, lads, before we depart?
Yeah, I just want to say, and it's been said a few times before, but even if you can't give money for this cause for Miss Tina, share it where you can. But the most important thing is to pray. Please pray. She's a very sweet sister in Christ, and just she definitely needs prayer for sure.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, anyway, folks, I am going to go and join Mr. Snoryhead over here because he sounds like he's having a great time, and I think I need some of that myself. So I'm going to say good night. I will be back tomorrow doing a proper stream because I'm going to try and get back into my Monday. Wait, what were my streams? It was Monday, wasn't it? Monday,
No,
Wednesday.
you're Tuesday, Thursday, and then Sunday night.
Is it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was gonna do Twitter Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or am I backwards? I could be backwards
No,
actually.
no, no. I think you're right because Sunday's definitely one of them. That's why tonight wasn't
Okay, yeah. So
strange.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday was you. Okay.
Well, the good news then is I will actually, Lord willing, if I feel better. I had a stream I failed to do last week because I was busy and the oncoming of the man flu had started. But Lord willing, I will be on tomorrow anyway because my members who support me financially have submitted some questions, so I'm going to be doing a 10 question stream tomorrow if I feel well. And I'll be answering those questions. Gents, if you're free, you're welcome to join. But if not, no worries. Um, Although time wise, you guys might still be working, so it might not work out. But we'll see.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh well, you can join then if you want. And yeah, after that, we'll be back to our normal schedule then of Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Oh, and quick note, I'm sure Tim will announce this on Wednesday anyway. Next Wednesday might be Tim and I's final stream until the new year. So make sure you join that. We've got some really cool guests coming up for next year. So stay tuned for that. And if you have not watched our most recent episode, go and check it out. It's with my mentor, Seamus. It was a really great interview. Loved having him on. And yeah, if you guys want to see where I get most of my uh, wisdom from, Seamus is who you need to go check out. So anyway, thank you very much, folks. I see Sam here saying see ya. See you, Sam.
Hey, before we absolutely head out, Nick, could you close us with a prayer for Miss Tina?
Oh, why are you choosing me, bro? I'm dying. Choose Gabe.
Gabe,
All
would you
right.
like to pray?
I'll lead us in prayer.
I normally would, but my brain is cooked.
You're good. Father God, I want to thank you for allowing us to all get together and try to get some support for our sister in Christ, Tina. I want to ask that you help this stream out, or that you help out with getting this campaign going for Tina. That way she can have whatever support she needs, and ultimately all her medical conditions can get taken care of and can be worked through. Father God, I place all the trust in your hands because you're the only one who can really do anything about this. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thanks, Gabe.
No problem.
Anyway, folks, good night and God bless.